Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, even Gary's kid back there somewhere. Welcome to ARMTV. We're talking tonight as we usually do. I am Uncle John, and with me, as always, my compatriot, Gary Pitbull Roberts.
What's up, man? What's up, ARMTV?
How likely is it that we've got a poll going right now? Gary Roberts versus Ryan Grondin, who will win? You know, right?
Let me tell you, I don't know what the community is picking, but the more and more I learn about this guy, the more and more I like him, and maybe you're starting to root for him. I don't know if you saw his last training. His training for me.
I haven't seen it, no.
Oh, you gotta go see. He's
check it out.
He has mastered the bands. I mean, you got to give it to this guy. And using food products as temptation to really push his limits. It's excellent training skills, and it's endearing. I like him. So I'm gonna have a hard time with this match, but I'm confident with it with my training that I will overcome this match coming up.
What training would be that? What was that?
Wait, what?
I said you've been training?
I went to practice on Thursday night, and let me tell you, my kid is getting heavy, and when I have to carry him now, I'm using my arm, putting him on my arm right here, and I'm doing the up motion. Let me tell you, it's a good workout. So have no fear. I will not disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. Although, don't stake. No stakes on this one. Let's wait till this is a warm-up match. So I'm on the road. I'm in Huntley, Illinois. I don't know where that is. It's about an hour outside of suburb of Chicago, Long Grove, where we just have officially moved. So my podcast room is gone, man.
Oh,
no moss.
Start fresh.
I know, it's crazy. But my kid, Odin Xavier Roberts, is in the back. Hopefully he's a really nice guy and not makes a bunch of noise during a show. But you said you don't mind if we go a shorter show tonight?
Yeah, big day. I had my last practice before Arm Wars today. Got a little banged up from that. Just want to kind of relax a little bit. I'm feeling pretty good, as you might be able to see. I got my cool guy stuff going on right now.
What do you mean your last practice?
I won't have any more table time before Arm Wars.
How many days?
I think so, like 3 weeks.
You're taking 3 complete weeks off?
No, I'll be doing tons of stuff in the gym.
Why no arm wrestling?
Because I tend to, if I am going to get injured or hurt, it tends to be at a table practice, like actual arm wrestling. Whereas in the gym, I can really control what I'm doing. And the number one thing that I don't want to do is go there with an injury.
Okay, understood. And now that since we're on the subject of David Bradford, you guys both sold out one block.
Yeah, we both sold out pretty quick the first block.
Now he's sold out a second one?
He sold out his second one. And I don't know, I haven't checked lately, but I think 7-ish% left.
I'm not impressed. This guy didn't know what ARMTV was. We haven't talked about it yet, but I mean, I got to be honest. When you first announced this match, when you and Neil first announced it, and I looked him up, his size, and it was a little bit intimidating. And I thought to myself, I don't know. This guy looks pretty beastly. I know that does not exactly equal a 1-to-1, like on you look beastly equals you are beastly on the table. However, that was my first impression. But when I heard you say, hey, do you know what ARMTV was? I asked in a super chat, is a joke. But I think it's kind of funny that he didn't actually know what ARMTV was.
Yeah.
What's up with that, David Bradford? Are you not
I think the UK has a bit of a disconnect with the North America crowd, and I think they're kind of like an island unto themselves.
Hashtag know your history. Arm wrestling, if you watched the last video that I posted, the second to last, arm wrestling was born right here. Arm wrestling is Americana. You need to know where it came from. If you're going to be an arm wrestler in this sport, you should know where you came from, man. Know your history. Know your history, David Bradford. Unacceptable. But I would like to toot my own horn that I, along with Mizell, we assisted to push you over the edge in selling out your first block.
Nice.
I was hoping tonight we could sell out your second block.
No, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of stakes.
How many more dollars do we have to stake you out?
I don't know exactly. It's, I think 7% remaining. I don't know exactly what it is. I thought maybe that a full 10% was like $1,000 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm a little, so you're saying a block is 10G?
No, one. But that's not, they're not all created equal.
But if you were saying you had 10% left, then that would be $100. Because I was going to hopefully see if we can sell you out your second block tonight.
I don't know, man. Math and me, we just aren't great friends right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're all rooting for Uncle John. Now, just since we're on the topic of your match, you were we talked a little bit earlier on the phone, and you sounded like very confident. I mean, I'm not sure I've heard you this confident. I mean, you're really like, he's in trouble with my move. Like, is that, tell me again.
I think I've just really started to understand the way David Bradford arm wrestles. I've watched a lot of him, but I've recently really started putting together kind of the very few specific things that he likes to do. I'm really informed on who he has trouble beating versus who he walks right through, and then what those styles are against the different couple of moves that he tends to do. So I just think that I think I have a very good chance with the way he pulls versus the way I pull.
I'm excited. I love your confidence. I really haven't watched his. Oh, I did watch. I mean, to me, you guys were pretty friendly, so I didn't hear any combativeness. But is he? I mean, off your show, has he like talked confidently like you? Like, is he like, I've got this? Like,
oh, he's a very respectable dude. He's a very respectable dude. I have nothing bad to say about David Bradford, as opposed to most trash talkers. I think he is a very good arm wrestler. And
no, him to you. Is he think that this is going to be easy? Is he nervous? Like,
it's hard to say. But I would assume he's probably in a similar boat to me, because there are a lot of unknowns about the match, right? There's not any data between us to speak of. It's really him looking at what I do and me looking at what he does, and then both trying to maximize our ability to hit the spots that we feel we need to hit that are going to work best against our opponent, if what we've guessed they're going to do is what they're actually going to do. And then if all else fails, we'll just throw caution to the wind and try to say no at the bottom.
It seems to me that you're at a disadvantage being a social media presence, that you're the one most on record. If there's any hint that could be given, you're the one out putting out information, whereas he's not. Last I checked, does he have like a social media following himself?
No, he's got quite a few videos out there, actually, a surprising amount. Not a ton. The problem is there's not a ton from, recent times. It's all a year or more old, except for a couple things. So I've been able to get a pretty good read on him and what he does, especially in the last few weeks. I've kind of been ramping up my study, and it's really becoming quite clear now. But he has absolutely every chance to do the same thing to me, because there is a lot of me out there if you do the searching. So yeah, I think it's good. I'm excited. I'm just ready. Like, I'm ready today. I'm ready tomorrow. I'm just keeping it in line and keeping the weight in check, and that's it.
My takeaway. Oh, this is all connecting. See, I come into the show with, I try to do preparations, but for the most part, slightly winging it. I try to watch some videos, but I have a loose 5 things I'd like to touch on. And when I put this little list together, I didn't realize that they would connect, but by golly, they are connecting. And I'm going to connect them. We're going to weave a web here of connection that is just going to blow the audience away. Okay.
Gary Roberts' web of connection. I love it already. I'm enthralled. By the way, Gary Roberts is up 64%. Believe you will win the super match to Ryan Grondin's 36%. Can you believe that?
Well, here's the thing. This guy is marketing himself as being the worst arm wrestler in the world, which I kind of feel is
not just a bad arm wrestler, the worst arm wrestler.
Yeah, and I feel like that's taking what my role. I wanted that role. Like, I have no interest in becoming an amazing arm wrestler. I love playing with new people. And what better way than to be like the new guy versus the worst guy? It gives you a sign like, where are you in the animal kingdom that is arm wrestling? You know what I mean? Where do you fall on the food chain? Are you the I'm going to harken back to old school ARMTV, which David Bradford would have no idea what I'm talking about. But back in the day, Todd Hutchings used to talk about the wobbly gazelle. Who gets eaten first? So it'll be interesting to find out who's the wobbly gazelle in this situation, Ryan or me. But I like the title, but I'm going to do my best. But there's no shame in losing this match, because the loser gets the title of the worst. Okay.
That's true.
But enough about us. I know Ryan and his team and all the uncensored trolls, they're thinking that I'm not like hyping up this match enough. It's like, dude, I got a lot on my plate. I apologize for not being, number one marketer of my own little match. But I would like to get back onto your match. Yeah. And what excites me about the staking and the selling out is that it's proof to me, my takeaway is that Neil Pickup made an excellent choice by picking one Uncle John for a super match.
Well, yeah, I'm going to promote the hell out of it and promote the hell out of the event and, all that good stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, like, if you didn't have a social media presence, would you have been on Arm Wars? It's like,
no,
like you put yourself out there. I believe, I can't remember who's on record saying, like, if you want to succeed in this world, you don't just got to be a good arm wrestler now, but you got to like marry it with like good social media. Like failing my social media with Ryan Grondin, but at the end of the day, that's not my number one job, to become a great arm wrestler. But that being said, I'm really excited that it's like supported the fact that people want to see you arm wrestle. And I keep forgetting to talk about this, but so my title is, who's the true winner of David versus Levan? And I want to say Ryan Bowen, but you're silently coming in, you're sneaking, you're what I'd like to say is in a race, the front runner is getting all the media attention, but then there's the guy that's like not too far back, quietly just hanging in there. I really am impressed with the strength of your Uncle John. What are you calling him? Uncle John, not Nation. I got Nation.
Uncle John Army.
the Uncle John Army. Like,
Or the Uncle Maniacs, I guess we could do too.
You're really gaining a very strong, it's not huge, but it's a very strong fanatical base, which to succeed in this genre of YouTube creator content business, you only need 1,000 fanatics, really fanatical supporters, to be able to break through that barrier of being able to make a living. And I think you're beating me in terms of like the fanatic. I mean, there's some crossover in the support. But you're doing a really good job. And Neil Pickup, hats off to him for seeing it. I saw it too, but I'm not putting on armors. But anyways, props to you guys. I love to see that the community is supporting you. And I think it's only, you're not at the Ryan Bowen level yet, but I think you're one to look out for. And I couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Oh, that's great.
Arm Wars.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying everything. I'm having a good time, and they got people that enjoy it too, hanging out and talking about arm wrestling. So how do you do, everybody? I appreciate all the support.
Okay, now I would like to start making some connections here. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
I am in doing my research, I got more angry and more upset.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The internet is so bad. I joked before that watching your videos made me want to quit podcasting because you were so good. But the way the internet community, don't get me wrong, we've got a good section of community.
Hey, hold on one second. I think Aussie is just slowly losing his mind. Are you there, Aussie? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh man, that internet is brutal.
Yeah, it's just bad internet on my end. It keeps jumping, so I might have to. I'll stay for a few seconds and we'll see if I can hang around.
Wait, right. Hold on, Uncle John. Has Ozzy been on this whole time? I didn't see it.
No, he's been coming in and out because he's having internet. You gotta swipe your phone so you can see everybody.
Sorry, Ozzy. Dude,
nah.
The internet as arm wrestling breaks through that, like the potential mainstream, the internet, it could get me to quit. I'm telling you, the way people treat, like, I know Igor is not a fan favorite, okay, but I mean, when okay, I would just start with this. When he had troubles with the live stream and then he put it on YouTube for free, that is not a free pass for everyone to now use the content. What is this? I love Ryan, but I heard him specifically say, "Oh, it's up for free, so we can do a screen share." I'm almost glad it didn't work out. One, I'm glad it didn't work out, Ryan, because you proved with your massive success and your extremely talented gift at the gab with the commentary that you don't need the broadcasts. It's proof of concept that it works, that you can be successful without, like, I love Artem, but he doesn't care about his relationship with Igor, so he straight up aired the footage. I'll tell you right now, Uncle John, if my dreams come true and I'm starting to promote matches that the world wants to talk about, if the day of, I mean, all us promoters who have put on events, the amount of time, energy, frustration to get a match off for the internet world, for the hungry, venomous, zombie, freakazoid, will eat your own family to death just for content, that they will just air all your business and not do it in a way that like pumps the traffic back to your channel. Man, it upset me to the point where I was like really pulling my hair out, Uncle John. And I know
I hear your frustration.
I know it's not the first time we talked about this, but I told you I would weave it all together.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what I'm going to weave together? I really want to know what Neil Pickup. Now, Neil Pickup did an excellent job by not sharing the footage. I want to know what Neil Pickup is going to say when 15 channels are airing all the Arm Wars content within 24 hours of the event. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is.
Here's why I think it's important. It's the sort of thing with laws and thou shall not, blah, blah, blah. It's a slippery slope, okay? Don't do unto some what you want to do unto yourself. What is, you know what the phrase is.
The golden rule?
The golden rule. If we go down the golden rule where we establish that it's okay, if it's on YouTube, that means it's free. No, man. The thing is, you're in a relationship with YouTube where they agree to show your stuff for free. If they can put advertisements on your stuff, it's a give and take relationship between you and YouTube, not other creators, man, not other creators. And this,
well, here's the problem. Can I tell you what I think the problem is? I don't know if I'm going to be able to enunciate and elucidate on this whole situation, but people just need to understand the rules first off and the laws, but secondarily, YouTube doesn't really do anything about it, right? So there's no way to enforce it. So it's really easy for people to, you know, kind of walk the line and do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes it difficult to maintain any type of reason.
How would the sport grow to any certain level? Here's 100% fact. Right now, everything that I'm doing is reliant on YouTube cutting me an ad revenue check. I have not logged into Teespring. I don't know if I've sold. I know Josh Van Drogos bought a ARMTV shirt and maybe a couple other people. I have zero idea if I've sold any ARMTV shirts. I have now, because things fizzled out with Travis, I no longer have Western Survivor as a product sponsor. I'm 100% reliant on YouTube. If my content's awesome and I'm catering to a niche group. But if overnight my content was as desired as Dave Chaffee and Levan Saganashvili, it was as desired that every time I posted something that wanted, 15 channels zipped it off. You're literally making it impossible for me to achieve my goals, my end goal of, you know, doing something amazing for the sport. It literally can't happen. The only reason it's not happening to me today is because I'm not posting Devin or Levan, Dave Chaffee level matches.
Mm-hmm.
I know Neil Pickup. I've spoken to Neil Pickup. I know that what he's sacrificed to bring Arm Wars to the people. I mean, it's a lot more than most people put on the line. There's a handful of promoters currently active that have sacrificed to the point of that kind of level of commitment. And you know, you needed all the love and benefits. It waters down the result when everyone just posts their highlight videos with content or with commentary. And the reason why I say Ryan Blue Bowen is the winner is because I just checked yesterday. His live commentary for 3.5 hours, 100,000 views.
Yeah, badass.
In 24 hours. I've been doing this for 1.5 years. I only have I'm going to say 5 videos that have surpassed 100,000 views. That is the winner. Ryan Bowen. So here's the thing. When I came back into the sport, I talked to Bob Brown, and he told me, go look at Ryan Bowen. Ryan Bowen is, I mean, since you left, he's been doing cool stuff, and he's really the guy. He's the guy you want to look at if you want to see what is happening. Honestly, Alex's channel and Schoolboy, that I found that on my own by researching, but it's truly like being told who the creator was that is the model. I was told to look at Ryan Blue Bowen. So I on record, I went, looked at all his videos, and I was obviously impressed with his stick-to-itiveness because his early days, he barely got any views, and when he changed from pound per pound to Ryan Blue Bowen, I still wasn't even sure that was the smart decision for him. I was like, okay, I'm not sure that's the best idea, but he stuck to it. And man, he's good at what he does, hitting out of the park. And it's proof that you don't need, I mean, he's not even putting on the tournament. He has no overhead for that kind of stress. He can give amazing commentary and have that kind of success. That's the true winner. When he goes live with Arm Wars without showing the videos, which what he should do, he will have his equal success. As the sport grows, imagine every 2 or 3 weeks, something big starts to pop. I mean, obviously, I'd like to do. We know. I'm on record. You're the guy. I ask the questions that kind of help the new people figure out what's going on. But, anyways, my diatribe's over. What say you?
Well, Gary, you said quite a mouthful there.
Sorry. I'm so upset about it. So many people, even Pradeep, I've become a big fan of Pradeep. He, on his voiceover videos, he has so much great content, but he's showing all the matches. If you search YouTube for David versus Levan, guess who's not in the top? It's not PAL. I know Igor's not the favorite, but dude, he's not even getting the top result on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? It's upsetting. I don't know if it works any different in any other genres of content like this, because I'm sure this happens in other areas. We're just really weird because our top level, like PAL, WAL, they're not, UFC level. They don't have the money to just like zap you from beyond in YouTube and get you all taken down and whatever. And I don't even know if Igor wants them taken down, because they're getting a hell of a lot of exposure out of that, even if it's not the way they might want it. It's still working.
Well, okay, this perfect example. We don't have a tight relationship with Igor. You and I will meet back here in 3 weeks and 1 day, and because we know Neil, I'm interested to see. Because here's the thing. Here's what I want to talk about. It's bad for arm wrestling. It's going to go bad. It's going to break up relationships. It's going to cause division. It's going to cause outright.
Dude, what is arm wrestling without division? Does arm wrestling exist without division? That's all I've ever known with arm wrestling. Everybody's got to get together.
Right, but we don't want to break up friendships. I love you. But if I start hosting amazing things and you're running all the stuff on your channel without...
Oh, yeah. If I was just like, forget Gary, I'm just going to steal his content.
Yeah, but I mean, I predict as the sport grows, I tell you, it's a game breaker. It's a deal breaker on my end, and it's going to go bad. If everyone's predicting this sport's going to explode, and I'm telling you, what's being set as precedents, it's not going to go well. There's going to be some, I mean, yeah, maybe that division is going to be good clickbait, but.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary Roberts, we've got 123 people in the chat right now. Thank you all very much for being here. I was just remembered that the chat existed, And I went back and read some comments, and a lot of people really think I look cool. So
yeah. So let's have fun for this for a second. Get off the serious business, because I know people get on me for just being angry all the time. But your glasses, when did you say because let's deal. We know, everyone knows, you're 1,000% cooler than me. I can never pull this off, coming on with shades and being awesome like Uncle John. When did you say, I'm going to bust out the shades and look cool?
when? Is that what you said?
When?
I don't know. I think it was like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I've had a lack of creativity in my work lately, and I think a lot of it is because I've just been training so hard for Arm Wars, and it's hard to do that and be super creative at the same time for me at this juncture in my life. So I thought we would just spice up Uncle John a little bit. See what happens.
I love it.
Yeah.
Keep it. Okay, let's change subjects. I had to talk about that because I don't usually get this angry when I'm doing my research, but it's like, dude, if big stuff starts happening every weekend, and it's like we all just honestly, it's like World War Z with the zombies. Everyone's out for the flesh.
Let me give you a scenario. What about this? What if your dreams do come true, Gary, and you're doing you're the big nut. You are the big nut, but that's from a promoter angle. But Ryan Bowen is actually still way bigger than you because he's got, 2 million subscribers, whatever. So anytime he talks about what you're doing, even though you're the biggest promoter, it still gets a double boost because Ryan Bowen is more popular overall than the promotion is itself. Does that change the way it works for you? Or is it the core principle of the idea?
I mean, is there a clear, okay. Let's talk about Joe Rogan for a second. I just read an article on Joe Rogan, and they were saying that since he signed his Spotify contract, that all of the Joe Rogan boosts has disappeared. When Joe Rogan was on YouTube, if you as somebody who needed like some sort of exposure, you went on the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
Because the YouTube factor, you got like an X factor, let's say 10X, the bump in subscribers and views. It completely paid. It was like totally worth it for you to go get that Joe Rogan exposure.
Right. Yeah.
But now, because the Spotify, I mean, I just know that the creators are saying, oh, snap, since he's been on Spotify, I barely registered my boosts. Like he used to get 10,000 subs in a day. Now it's 2,000. It's like, Anyways, if a creator who's doing something, there's got to be a clear bump. There's a reason. If Ryan Bowen talking about ARMTV gave me a bump in some sort of feedback, then yes, you would think, okay, there's a relationship there. Mm-hmm. But it's not just Ryan Bowen. It's channels with 168 subs that are completely just
and they get 300,000 views on their one video.
Posting the footage.
Yeah.
I just am shocked and it upset. Anyway,
well, let me put it to you this way.
I'm just letting you know, dude, that seriously could get me to tell my wife, my God, it's not worth it. I can't bear the pain of putting all this effort into an event, and I see it's just distributed massively because YouTube is free. Like, it could break me.
Well,
I don't
Gary,
know if I can handle it.
Okay. Hold on, Gary. Hold on.
Fine. Sorry.
My
wife is frustrated.
It's at times like this that I just like to take a moderately deep breath and think about some nice things in my life, reorient myself to nature in my world. That's how I'm feeling tonight, Gary.
Okay, fine. I'll move on. Somebody said that Travis canceled our match. Ryan grinded.
Was that a hype job?
I will tell you this. I had that experience with Barry Bourne. You already know it, right? Like,
Yeah. How could I forget?
That was a legitimate. Travis legitimately wanted to cancel. Now, I just said it on the podcast. Hey, I want to arm wrestle Ryan's 98% graphics guy. They like pre-hyped the match, hoping to get some social media play. And of course, I was on board for 45 seconds. But honestly, at the 46th second, it literally did not take 1 minute when I realized Travis Baja is not going to like this. He's not going to like social media declaring a match at his event without him being involved or wanting. So I immediately realized, oh, snap, I'm going to get in trouble. Like, it's going to be another Barry Bowen situation where Travis is like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So I call up Travis and I'm like, hey, these guys, they made the flyer. They thought it was funny. I'm totally cool if it doesn't happen, but, you know, could we? And he's like, basically, he said, you put me in an awkward position because if I give you a match, I'm going to have 45 people calling me for a match. And he's like, I really didn't want a very extended card. So he's like, since you were running the stream, it's your call. But he said, I promise you this, don't expect me to hype it up. I don't even want to put it on the flyer. It's your little thing that you'll do when we're in a 10-minute break. So I told Ryan that. Don't expect like big hype promotion from Travis.
Right.
So, you know, it was never really official. I never expected it to be. I mean, let me tell you, we already set the stage that this was the worst. You know, I never expected to be below a picture of Paul Lynn and John Brzenk. You know what I mean?
But it's awesome. It's awesome.
And this was never that official, never intended to be. I've always considered myself the court jester, if you will. You know, let's just hype up the crowd, get them excited. And, you know, anyways, so when they posted on Facebook, oh, we got canceled, like, you know, Travis told me, I'm telling people it's not happening. Just like the Barry Bowen, because he doesn't want the pressure of having, you know, everyone wants a super match. You saw that crowd with Chance and John. I mean, who doesn't want a part of that? I mean, that's awesome stuff. And like, so I get it as a promoter. It's probably a pain in the butt when everyone's calling you, hey, sneak me in. So I've already seen that it's grown. There's like the 4-way. And so I honestly haven't talked to Travis, so I don't know the details. But I told Ryan Grondin, I said, it'll be just like the Barry Bowen situation. If they don't want us to do it on stage, very friendly, like we'll just secretly go outside, turn on the camera and take care of business. So, but I guess Paul said it's happening, but there's no pressure. I have zero expectation that they will do any sort of pausing. I don't want to, it takes a lot to run an event. Last thing I want to do, like an event ends at 11:30 at night, I don't want to know that I was the cause that it ended 40 minutes late. So anyways, just wanted to talk about that real quick.
I think it's the premier event of the event. It's the premier match. Give me a break. Hey, friends, we've got a friend that's come on down from the old treetops of the West Coast. Daniel Urich is here.
What is up, guys?
Daniel, what town are you in?
I'm in just outside Chehalis, Washington, where you had your ARMTV, John Brzenk and Devin.
I'm going to be living 1 hour and 20 minutes away from you.
To go where? Back home?
Yeah, I was born in Portland. I'm moving there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you're coming. Oh yeah, so we'll meet up. Aaron Yearsley's down there. Chocolate Thunder's around there.
Yeah, so I get to come up there and crack that wrist back.
You ain't doing shit, Gary.
Gary, I think you missed your window. I think you missed your window on Mr. Urich.
He's new,
You're getting
right?
too old. I'm getting too strong.
Oh, that's right. You're a tree faller.
Yeah, I am new. I got to pull Michael. What was that? 2 weeks ago, and Jody and Aaron Yearsley was there. That was pretty fun. I lost, but that's cool.
My job. It's my job again to be the comic relief, to say things like "I'll crack that respect." So I'll continue to say it, and then we'll make a video of you tree falling my arm, and well, the cool
hey,
part,
if you want to, you could come on out.
well,
That'd be cool.
Dude, I got friends in Shayless. The Mac.
We got to get another tournament going too.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways,
everybody in the Northwest is really hungry. They keep hitting me up, wondering if I'm going to have another tournament or not. Like all the guys from around here, because there's really nothing going on. So that'd be pretty cool to do something.
Well, I'll be up there. It'll be something I'll cover, of course. So we'll talk about it. We'll get a practice together. Try to get the. Hey, you haven't met the Mackins?
No. Devin's kind of a little bit inactive. I messaged him the first time Michael came, and we really couldn't get a hold of him. He was on a baseball something or other, and then this time he didn't really answer at all. Hasn't really been training or nothing, I guess.
Yeah, their kids are at prime like sport. They're big sports families, so they're prime into the leagues and baseball and all that. All right, well, just so you know, when I'm up there, we'll get something going. I want to talk about something else I learned in my research, Uncle John.
Hold on. Before you do, we got a super chat from Carolyn Looms. Says, Gary, you're a legend. Accept it. You have a lot of fans, and you are the best. Sent from work. Gary and Ryan, top of the bill. Don't let Travis guilt you.
No, I cannot. Do you know how No. I don't like taking light away from the main show. There's a reason, I just read something about some 80s metal bands. Somebody turned down an opening gig and they're saying, dude, they used to open for me in the 80s and they totally wouldn't do it. And I was like, I don't want to take any light. You never want the warm-up act to take anything away from the main show. So we don't want that.
I don't think that Gary Roberts versus Ryan Grandin is in any way, shape, or form a risk to John Brzenk versus Vale.
No, but talk about it. I have not talked about Paul Wynn and John Brzenk very much. I don't want to spend the time talking about my match. I mean, I want to talk. If we're going to talk about
why though? Why? Like, why not? Why not?
I don't know, because I don't want to be anyways, the point is I want to talk about something else that came up in my research.
All right.
Pradeep, he said that 80% of the people who are backing or 80%, no, he was saying the content creators who were backing Dave Chaffee were only doing so out of fear of not wanting to upset their American audience who wanted Dave Chaffee. I never heard. Did you promote Dave Chaffee as having any sort of possibility because you didn't want to offend the audience?
So, I mean, it's a little bit different for me because I do my predictions for the stake membership stuff. But in all of my videos that I did, I kind of played it as Levin is the monster. Levin is the guy. But just remember, Dave Chaffee has done amazing things in the past. And we don't have data. There was so little data to go off of other than Levin's a monster and so is Dave. But what Dave did was, quite a long time ago with Devin Saplinkoff. He's had a couple of rough matches with Michael and Devin, yada, yada, yada. I was never of the idea that Dave was going to win the match, but I did believe it had the chance to be closer than it was.
Did everybody else go when you seen Dave's hand go pink?
Yeah,
the whole room went.
The very first match, just basically told us the whole story, right? I mean, it was. God. I mean, what can you say? What Levin? I don't even know what his name is anymore. By the way, I don't even know. Levan is a whatever you want to call him. He's special in different ways, and you can agree with those ways. You can disagree with those ways. It doesn't make a difference. he is still a different type of being. And I don't know if it's a human being. It might be a celestial being of some kind.
The reason I brought up that previous point is because I have only ever been concerned about something I say because I don't want to hurt a relationship with the arm wrestler. I never once cared of offending the audience. Like, it seems weird that anybody made public opinions based on not wanting to offend the viewer. That seems strange to me. I
don't know how much. I don't know. Maybe there were some people trying to do that. I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't doing a great job of paying attention to everyone's content leading up to this thing. But yeah, it happens. Look, think about how much attention this got compared to Michael and Devin on just thinking about the YouTubers, right? There's so many more people doing stuff now.
There's more attention than just you're saying overall this got more attention than Devin and Michael?
Okay, so let me be specific. It got more attention, I believe, from people making content about it on YouTube. Like, there's a lot more people making these specific videos where it's just like, hey, it's Devin and it's Levin and Dave, and it's just the match, and they put their commentary over it, or they give a 2-minute little excerpt of something. There's a lot of those going on.
I think that's because I think that we've had a watershed moment where people realize. I mean, I don't want us. Okay, we did our live watch party, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's been a lot more live watch parties since then. People saw that there's like something to this.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more, and you've also seen in that time frame. I feel like Ryan Bowen has upped his reaction videos. Like,
he's killing it. He's killing it. He's figured out a couple really important things.
So everyone else, like Marcio's turned up my thoughts. Everyone's doing my thoughts on the matches. It's a real easy way to get clicks. I feel like we're just going to snowball that effect. But I want to do one more point to the patriotism. I didn't want Dave Chaffee to do well because I'm an American. I wanted him to do well because Dave Chaffee losing in the manner that he does, I don't think it's amazing for arm wrestling. To know that Levin is that far ahead of some of the best that we got, it makes it hard to match up people with him. It's limited. If you think about, let's say your PAL, if you wanted to have monthly something amazing that everyone's going to talk about with Levin, I mean, how long is Levin's career? How many years does he have? How many people can we put up against that guy?
Here's the deal. I think if he beats Lalatin, if they which they likely will meet up in top 8, if he beats Lalatin, he could retire after that. Or I would hope he would go Lalatin and then Devin, however they work it out. But he could legitimately just call it a day at that point, I think.
I will go one step further. Just like Devin Larratt had to do the all or nothing staking, if you want to create content with Levin, you'll have to add competitors. Like Levin will challenge Devin and then Michael, and he's going to beat them 12-0. I think that if you want content with Levin, you're going to have to do something like that.
Yeah.
Dude,
did we find out what crashed the site? Did anybody figure that out? Is it because there's so many people they didn't expect, or what? Because
I don't know.
The amount of views on all the live streams, I was going back and forth between them all. Impressive. It's awesome to see that many people like that interested in this. It's I'm one of the coolest things ever.
I'm thrilled about the whole thing. Like, I get it, the concerns with, taking the like all that stuff aside. I am really happy that like it's just getting this much attention. That a big like think about 5 years, or Gary, right before you left the first time, like when you left the sport a little bit and walked away, like what was a PAL match attention then? Like it was just the arm wrestlers at that point, right? Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean,
And now it's so much bigger, which is awesome.
Well, the YouTube, the whole thing about the YouTube and having your live streams and everything, man, that is cool. It's exposed. I mean, that's how I found it. I got exposed to it. I had no idea about PAL or nothing. Yeah. And then all you guys, and Gary disappeared before he just came back when I found this stuff, but I didn't know that existed. That's just the coolest thing ever.
And to another, point of it, like there's a lot, it's going to get bigger too, right? There's going to be more people coming in with better content and more content and shittier content too. And I foresee like 6 months from now, we're going to be looking back at this and we're going to be like, what the hell was that? This is nothing.
To what it is. Chump change compared to what it's going to be. Yeah.
It just, and maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but I'm okay with that. I really just see it going.
People are pirating for a reason. It's starting to blow up and people are stealing content for a reason. It's starting to be something.
Yeah.
If it was nothing, they wouldn't steal it.
They wouldn't steal it. That's true. Nobody's stealing it in 2000.
Nobody steals worthless shit.
No.
Can I be the Debbie Downer for another minute?
God,
always are. Go ahead.
Vazgen put up a post today on Facebook, said something along the lines of, "Hey man, I watched the comments of the stream when the stream went bad and all the hates. I cannot believe the level.
Oh God.
Whenever there's problem, difficulties, like how hard people are on the promoters. It's, oh my gosh, I can't believe people actually want to go through this stuff. Because if you look at Igor and his budget, even at that high of a level, you can still have troubles, and then the community will just tear you apart. Don't they know that this is a virgin technology here? This is not like, I mean,
I have thought about that a little bit. I've thought about that, and I just like, I don't know. I know that $10 to each person is not the same thing, right? I'm lucky enough to, if it's $10 and I feel like I was slighted because it ended up being free, I'm not too concerned about it, to tell you the truth.
I was wondering about that too, because I mean, oh my God, I was modding like 2 different live streams at the same time. Man, they were cussing Igor out like it was his fault.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to delete some nasty stuff, but I mean, like, it's $10, and then all of a sudden I seen it was free, and I initially went, man, that kind of sucks for all of us that that paid for it. But still, I mean, people saw it got exposed. So hopefully they work the bugs out, right?
Okay. Well, let's put it on. I don't even know if I still have the job, but Travis was like, "Hey, I want you to be in charge of streaming the Paulin and John Bersing." Now, do you think Igor is the one doing the streaming? So when the stream crashes, everyone's cussing out Igor. It's a guy like me who's like trying to, fix it. Like, Igor didn't break it.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying too. Yeah.
I mean, but they did the right thing. They opened it up, right? And I'm sure they'd refund your money. I don't know. I mean,
you can. I talked to Michael. You can, if you pay through PayPal, I think it was, you can request for a return.
Yeah.
Somebody announced that on one of them. I can't remember. I think maybe it was Aussies. Somebody in the comments said they can get your money back through PayPal.
It's tough business being a creator. It makes me not want to. It makes me just want to go there with my camera, film, come back, do an edit. Live streams this is easy, right? But live streaming an actual event is not easy. Like,
yeah.
Well, you'll always be the bad guy, right? When shit goes wrong.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I want to get into that. Live stream is the future, but man, I don't know when you see a guy like Ryan Bowen, again, I told you I'd tie this together. You see a guy like Ryan Bowen just doing commentary like this, chatting, and seeing such wild success. That's more success than the promoters get airing their footage.
Yeah.
And you have all the headache. Like, I know Ryan wants to become a world champion arm wrestler. I know he wants to be, at Levan's level in 5 years. But Ryan, dude, you have found a lane You are doing awesome. Congratulations. I'm jelly. Please talk about my activities on TV. Just don't use the video, the money shots.
I'll tell you what, though, Ryan's gained some pretty tough skin. So if somebody's going to promote that guy, he don't give a shit if you're mad at him. He's got some pretty tough skin over all the hate.
Sandpaper, man.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
What is the next? Well, I know, Uncle John, I came on your show. We talked about all this already. Is there any aspects of this that are new in the last 24 hours that we haven't covered or that has since come up?
Of the PAL stuff?
Just anything in arm wrestling.
Oh, man. What has been going on in the last 48 hours? There has been a lot of drama on the Arm Wrestling Uncensored page on Facebook. A bunch of knuckleheads going crazy. And there's this other guy now named Devin Saganash-Larrett. I'm sure you're familiar with him, right?
Yeah.
And so he was picking a fight with Matt Craig on Facebook. And like Matt Craig is making videos pretending to be him. And it's wild.
Okay, I have something to say. Matt Craig, from me to you, I care about you. You're in with the top guys doing promotions. You're really good at helping run events. You're really good on the mic. Why are you wasting your time, bro? Like, you don't need to, bro. Like, you're fine. I interact with the trolls because I am mining content. Anyone out there, okay, you out there who are like, Gary, why are you interacting with trolls? I am actually mining content. When Uncle John is doing a show on Uncensored, he's mining content. That's what I'm doing. Matt Craig, you're not mining content. You don't need to get all riled up, bro. Like I saw those screenshots where he's like, I need to find out who you are.
Yeah.
And then you're in the Northwest.
You're in big trouble, mister.
Like, who? Here's what. The only way this would be news is if Devin. The only way this is news is if Devin Lagashla-Larrett was somebody like important. That's the only way.
Right. If it was Travis, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. That's the only newsworthy. If it's some guy who's been in the sport less than a year, then we're all wasting our time. Because let me tell you, if you make him a household name, like you and I continue talking about these trolls, and the sport continues to grow, guess what? There's going to be thousands of them. Yeah,
they'll never stop. They'll never stop.
And you and I will be like, oh, that's just more content. But let me tell you, if talking about these trolls help burst people into like Instagram famous, or, where suddenly they have like a following, we probably would have to be like, oh, okay, maybe we should limit how many people were cracking into the fame of trolling, because guys like Paul Italia, they don't like it.
Yeah. I think Paul has a love-hate relationship with the trolls.
I mean,
he had a pretty good bash on Instagram with Devin. How do you say that?
Yeah, Paul got a good couple licks in there. Yeah.
Matters, appreciates what Paul is doing. So it's like, I mean.
Well, here's the deal. I just want to be very clear that I am merely a observer of the fires which are being started. I'm not starting the fires. I'm not putting the fires out. I'm just enjoying the warmth.
Oh, you know how we tie this together? Again, I was asking you, I saw some people were being hard on Denise Wattles.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, man, Denise
still don't really have a clue what's going on there.
Denise Wattles, she's done so much for the sport of arm wrestling. I kind of feel bad if she gets trolled or people are hard on her. She's like a grandma, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
it's unfortunate because there's people like Denise. Like, yes, they do hold a good place, and they've done good things, and they've been a part of the community for a very, very long time. But the modern arm wrestling enthusiast does not care.
Yeah, they don't.
No,
they don't. And
No.
again, just to remind you all, when my live stream at the Chance John Brezink day, how hard they were on me. It's like, dude, these guys have they are harsh. Feel bad for people like, people like Denise. They're not all tech savvy with all the new,
Yeah.
they don't know what memes are, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, you had horrible service that day, didn't you? Because you took like 5 stabs at a live stream.
yeah, it was terrible. But anyways, the reason we brought up Denise is because the IFA Worlds is coming up, right?
Yeah.
Is there hype?
It's weird. I think it's weird. I've there's a couple guys from Nova Scotia that are going. So I pulled with them one last time tonight. And but it's kind of weird because it's so disjointed at the end of the day. It's not only is it the IFA, which still hasn't been able to really establish itself, as a main player because it's so new. This is only the second Worlds, because all of the COVID stuff just really put a big damper on the whole thing. I think it would be a much different story this year if Worlds would have happened normally last year and everybody would have been able to come, because who's going to be able to travel? Like, I don't know what travel is like and how many other countries you're actually going to see at the IFA Worlds. I have no idea.
Okay. I maybe should have talked about this a little bit earlier. I know it's not going to be a huge international turnout, but I would tell you this. Anyone out there, if you are new, I'd drive 20 hours to go to this event. If I was Texas,
oh yeah, if I still lived in Minnesota, we would absolutely drive down there.
I would say to you, I really hope. It's a lot of work, and I know Denise. I don't have any dogs to win in this battle with the Worlds and all that business, but I like them. I appreciate what they do for arm wrestling. I want their event to succeed. It's clearly with travel restrictions, international. It's just a given, but you could get a good United States turnout. And I'm telling you, people out there, if I can make any sort of difference, I'm encouraging, get your buddies, get in the car, head down there. And if the cool part is that you can just sign up, I think it would be a cool experience. And the best part about arm wrestling tournaments, the big ones, is not just the event, but the after party out afterwards, going out to dinner, drinks with all these guys that you talk to online. If the sport really is growing and you people out there are new people, you would be missing something if you don't, stretch a few, try to wrangle some people together and do a road trip. Because
for sure, you didn't have to go to nationals first, because I kept hearing that. If you didn't make it to nationals, you didn't get to go.
I think they dropped all of that because of the difficulty with COVID and whatnot.
Oh, perfect.
But I don't know.
More people can go
for Canada, because we didn't have a nationals in Canada, so I don't know if that counted for the U.S. or not. But in Canada, you didn't have to go to nationals because we haven't had one now in forever.
Yeah.
Okay, because I kept hearing that if you didn't make it to the Texas Nationals, you weren't able to go. So I didn't.
Maybe that's
because I plan on going, but I heard that and I just kind of.
I'm not sure.
Changed my plans, but.
Jeremy James did have a $5 super chat, which I totally forgot about from a while ago. He says, "I appreciate your stuff, Gary." Thank you, Jeremy.
We know you're the man tonight. I'm just here. You're running the show. You're the star.
Hey,
where are you going, Gary? You driving? You're on the road? What's going on there?
My wife is looking for some dinner. We just left an RV. We just left an RV dealership looking at a B class, and I'm not. There's a chance we became owners of something tonight. Although my wife was walking back to the car and she's like, "I'm scared." They told her all sales are final, but that's not true. If you don't want to pick it, they can let you out of a contract. But I don't want my wife to buy something. She wants to do a road trip before we go to Oregon. She wants to see some friends. And we were looking at these vans. They're really cool. Anyways, I'm not going to announce because I don't want to come back 2 weeks later and say we took it back.
Yeah.
Up there. Anyways,
Hey,
Daniel.
I just got a hot tip. I just got a hot tip from Mazel. He says Larry Wheels confirmed that he's going to arm wrestle Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen is the guy that just beat Dave Depew at the King of California.
Is it going to be a California thing or Dubai thing?
I would assume it would be for the Dubai event, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So I'm assuming maybe Larry shot out a video maybe while we were on. And
I totally forgot. We were so on to the topic of Levan, Dave Chaffee, but I totally forgot I had Devin Laird comments. Devin hasn't returned my messages, but if anyone can talk to Devin Laird for me, because he's a big guy, I hope and pray that he's getting B-roll of his training, like shooting all this footage, because I started listening to some of his daily updates, and he could tell this could be cut into a really cool documentary.
yeah.
If documenting this, somebody tell Dave how many days he's got left. Every day someone should be filming him training, not to air just yet, but for a documentary. Someone could take all his posts and cut a cool, I'm not saying it'd be me, I'd do it, but I mean, and it doesn't even have, like, the very ending be like Pulling John. The very ending would be the actual fight. The build up to the fight would be the story. Anyways, cool. I hope you're doing that. Devin, please be filming all of this training. So anyways, I wanted to get that out there.
Before I hop off, Gary, what were you going to say? You asked me something and we got to change the subject.
Oh, I know you came on the show. I wanted you, if you had any other things you want to talk about besides Dave and Levin.
Yeah, I seen in the chat earlier before I hopped on why is Ryan Bowen the winner? I didn't really understand that either in the title. That's about the only thing I think I could add to it. He
did a live stream. He had 100,000 views off a live stream. 100,000 views. I don't think people understand how amazing that is.
That is cool.
That's amazing, dude. 100,000 views. That would be like, that should be numbers of your Igor posting the video of the matches.
Yeah.
100,000 views to be someone else doing live commentary he's on a path that is unstoppable. And again, like, I know he wants to travel, but he's like, he doesn't even have to leave his house, dude. Like Uncle John, can you imagine you do videos? You don't even have to leave that chair right there with your sunglasses, cracking 100K views, just talking about arm wrestling. It's a dream come true, man.
Sounds good to me.
It is.
That's true. It's like icing on the cake. You actually get to arm wrestle and you're good.
Yeah.
I don't know how good Ryan Bowen is, but he's in his social media. I'm jealous.
He's the man.
All right, Gary, I'm gonna hop off, guys. Gary, hit me up when you get to Oregon. We'll do something.
Yeah, you can't wait to get that wrist cracked.
Yeah, ain't happening.
We'll make it.
Chris Gammo, $5 super chat says, "Dan the man."
What's up, Chris? I know Chris is a Arizona boy, trying to get something going too. He's a pretty cool dude.
Nice.
Hey, Uncle John, I'm going to be discussing dinner with my wife here, so we'll let you go. We'll call it a short night. Thank you very much for running the show tonight. And do you know anything about that? The IFA Worlds, what their live setup's going to be, if they're going to have.
I've heard nothing about that, and it would. I assume there will be nothing, but I could be wrong.
Nothing.
I don't know. Maybe does anybody in the chat know? Anybody have a line in on that whole situation? I've unless someone. I don't know, but we have a special last minute guest coming in here, by the way.
Who?
Oh, you love.
I gotta go to dinner. You're welcome to chat with Cobra, but I gotta get.
All right.
You're in charge.
Sounds good, buddy.
Hey,
see you later, man.
I'm a big fan, dude.
Hey, back at you.
All right, good night.
All right, take it easy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was letting someone else in to talk, but now they left. They have to come back on. Come back. Come back. Don't leave me here alone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10:40 of 3 in Atlantic Canada. What do we want to chat? What do we want to wrap this baby up with? You guys talking about steroids? Yeah, little steroid talk. That's new. Haven't heard that one before. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you know. Clips 93 says, "Get Cobra in there. Come on down, buddy. Come on down. Let's wrap." None of your business says, "Haha, we ignored Gary's rant to talk about roids." I mean, you know, it happens. It happens. Yeah, I guess I can hang out for a little while if anybody wants to come on, or if anybody has a good question. Andy Gary, the old 2 first name trickaroo. Oh, here he comes. He's coming back in. He says, "Uncle John, were you surprised with the Levin and Dave match?" Well, let's, if anybody has a good question. And Cobra. Turn that computer off, buddy.
Yeah, I am. I just your dulcet tones, Uncle John. Your dulcet tones.
Have I been serenading you?
Such a pleasure to my soul. Hello, everyone in the chat. I couldn't wait for Gary's bitch ass to get out this motherfucker so I could get him. Hold up, let me fix these lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can't tell by that silhouette, that famous silhouette, this is my man, Cobra Rhodes.
Uncle John, it's great to see you.
Good to see you too, buddy. Man, I'm telling you what, I've been taking a page out of Cobra's book all night long. Just slow motion.
Slow motion, Uncle John. You are a gangster. Listen, to your health, everybody. I don't know if you can see my little cup there.
There it is.
I got a black cup to honor my boy, Levin.
There it is.
That kid over there.
What a machine that guy is.
Listen, I think the only guy that I've ever locked up with this kind of power was Richard Lupke's.
Yeah, I mean,
I hear a lot of this talk about this generation, that generation. Pete Rose against Ty Cobb or something. I love Pete Rose though. Charlie Huss.
Oh, we just got you muted. Yep, you got muted. Uh-oh. Cobra's gone, leaving me dreadfully unprepared.
All right, there you are. Hey, that was Marvin Cohen.
Marvin. Oh, it just took your microphone away. Now you're really soft again. That happened the other day too.
Okay, how am I doing now?
It's really low. I think you gotta go out and then come back in.
Yeah, I know this dance. See you in a bit.
All right, sounds good. Was I surprised by Levin and Dave? Maybe a little bit, not a significant amount. I did stake on Levin for the 6-0. I was not super duper confident in that stake because I know what Dave Chaffee is capable of, and he's a monster of a man. So I did think that there was a chance that Dave could get a match or two, most certainly. People were just asking if we were surprised by the outcome of Dave and Levin.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful.
Absolutely outstanding. Hello, everyone. Thank you for spending time with Uncle John and myself. How many do we have in the chat?
131.
131 people who love arm wrestling. That is titties. Neil, pick up with
Gary, the gracious man he is, just left us ARMTV.
Yeah,
we have full control of ARMTV right now.
Why, Uncle John? You know I'm like your #1 fan. It was funny. I was hearing Gary like lauded in you. Oh, you're this. Even Neil says you're this, you're that. It's like, you fools. I turned y'all on to Uncle John. Shut up. Uncle John, am I speaking the gospel or am I just making shit up?
Hey, you were an early adopter of
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah,
John.
yeah. I had the lottery pick. That's
Yep.
right. That's right.
Yep.
Mary J. Blige. I see the future. You know what I mean?
Very much so. Very
There
much
you
so.
go. Hey, I heard President Trump is going to be doing a commentary on the show that I'm going to this weekend. Is that crazy? Yeah, Donald Trump is going to do it with his son. So I don't know if I'm going to get past security, but I'll just hang out with the fighters that I know. You know,
Oh yeah, so you're going to the fights. And I
Holyfield.
can't even believe it. It's Vitor Belfort and Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, because De La Hoya has the COVID. Yeah.
Oh, it was supposed to be De La Hoya.
Yeah, so Holyfield didn't, California wasn't going to give him a license. So they were like, okay, Cali, later. We'll book it down in Florida. Marvin's all over that project, you know. So
Yeah. I do find it so interesting that after all the years with Martin, you guys are still hanging and banging.
Marvin Cohen is a great man. Marvin Cohen's one of arm wrestling's greatest advocates.
Amazing. So what's the like 2-sentence, 3-sentence explanation of Marvin Cohen for those people who aren't in the know about some of that history?
Marvin Cohen's a guy who is a world-class arm wrestler who in 1984, the end of 84, called this little kid from Rhode Island. I was just turned 19 and let me know about the over-the-top tournaments. He had just submitted the info and was working out the deal. He was the vice president of Canon Films at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's no Marvin Cohen, there's no over-the-top. Let me just say, there's one thing, if you want one thing.
Yeah. That's the big one. So he's just one of these guys he's had his fingers in many different arm wrestling related pies
and other things. I mean, he had vice president titles at Disney. Marvin is a very Universal Studios. Marvin is, I mean, if you think of the Chuck and Tito fight with the Pitbull energy drink on the mat, the UFC. Yeah. Marvin was the first product placement guy with the UFC with Steve Tortabini when Steve Tortabini he was the director and producer of the very first Ultimate Fighter when you had the big stand-up war, Forrest Griffith and the kid that's looking for painkillers.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking
about. In the news the last 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Bonner.
Bonner. Yeah.
Yeah, I need some opioids, bro. But I mean, I'm not making fun of that. I've actually lost.
Right.
But man, bro, somebody that cares about that dude needs to snatch him up and be like, bro, get your ass over here. You know, it's a very serious thing. I don't mean to make fun of. Addiction. Yeah. I mean, obviously, all you motherfuckers in this room, you addicted to this arm wrestling shit, ain't you? So, I mean, I pray for y'all too. Anywho, we're gonna go down and hit the fights. Uncle John, we should do some live stuff down there when I get with Snoop Dogg. I'll
I have a hard time imagining that the world doesn't have like a vortex moment when the two of you guys collide.
We've collided before. We collided at the Super Bowl. Snoop and I, young boy. Yeah, that's my nephew. Back when the Giants beat my New England Patriots down there in Indianapolis, man, it was a heartbreaker. But yeah, it was at the I was doing a mouth guard promotion, and it was at the EA Sports tent. And I was with some people, and they're like, "Man, you need to go in here in this room, Cobra." So I went in that room, and there was young nephew there. Tall kid, Snoop is, but a good kid, great blaze, fire. And actually the Roots, he was up spent about an hour with him. Then he was on stage because the Roots were backing him up. You know the band, the Roots?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was dope. It was gangster. The only thing sucked that weekend was the Patriots got beat by horsehead Eli Manning. Man, I'm still shitty about that. That bastard got us twice, man. He got us our undefeated season, bro. We would have been 19-0.
Bitch.
This coming from a kid that used to caddy for Jim Rice, so I'm about that Beantown. You know, I had wine and cheese with Bobby Orr. I sure did.
Jeez.
Yeah, the East Coast premiere of Over the Top. Yeah, yeah. All
Hey,
those guys.
we did get a super chat from Daniel Urich. He says, Levin looks small next to you, Cobra.
Yeah, that's because he is, bro.
Yeah.
That's because he is. You already know. You know, I mean, and it's really disparaging from the waist down.
Levin's really got to work on his angles. Seriously.
Yeah. I'm the anvil. He's the coyote. You know what I'm screaming?
Oh man.
Oh, Levin. He's all right though. He's a good kid, man. He's a good and not bad style on his roll. You know,
Right. I mean, he was really, when you break it down, he was kind of in doing some exploding hand technique.
Yeah. There were some phases, and not in a hurry. You getting a message across. You know, he made a statement, a very powerful statement.
He made sure we all saw what happened.
But it looked early, like not that you can break Dave, but he broke Dave early. I saw the spirit leave, you know, and that's no insult to Dave at all. He's a great champion and always will be. That's how the book will be written. But that guy Levan showed something special this week, and I'm cooking a demi-glace right now. So I gotta cook it. It's been cooking for like 8 hours, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook it down real nice, a nice veal demi-glace. We're gonna make some nice sauces. Yep.
I like it.
Hey, any questions in the chat? What's going on?
What do you got? Oh, there was a couple people that were asking how your training is going.
My training's going part-time right now because I'm working on some other projects. And Uncle John, this weekend being one of them.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's gonna commentate. This is crazy, man. It is gonna be crazy. I want to see how the security works. You know, sliding through with Snoop and some of the people that I know is gonna be there. Masvidal is gonna be there. It's gonna be a crazy event.
Man, and what is it? Is it in like the big convention center down there?
No, it's at the Hard Rock.
Oh, it's at the Hard Rock. Oh my God, that's gonna be out of control, man.
Yeah, we should do a live feed. The guys in the chat want us to do a live feed from that event, Uncle John. That'll be fun.
You guys think we'll go live with Cobra from the Hard Rock at the big fights coming up?
Yeah, we'll have all access, man.
Weekend?
Yeah, it's actually on September 11th.
Oh wow, nice.
Which is a great. You know, I've been thinking about September 11th, and I don't know how many of you guys in the chat know of the great Jason Vale. What a great guy he was. Let alone a beast in the straps. But we just lost him 6 weeks ago. And 9/11 coming up. The day after 9/11, AOL was going on. Jason Vale was talking to me in video from the towers. Jason Vale went down there trying to find people. I don't know how he got in. But yeah, and I know Mike Solaris knows about it. But I have, because AOL, you could store like your video. It was weird. I can't even remember that. It was 20 years ago, right? Isn't that
long time? But
like, if I get into, or if one of you guys can hack into my old AOL account, you'll see video of me. That's improper English. Of Jason Vale and I having a conversation and it was very spooky where it was, and I could see Twisted Steel, and he was in the towers.
Wow.
Yeah, true story. Yeah. So I wonder how that can be found. You know what I mean?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, Jason Vale.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. What a beast.
Yeah. Great guy. I met him. First time I met him was the first year of the Yukon Jacks. I lived in Chi-Town at the time. And it was at the O'Hare Marriott. And I actually had an extra room, and he had like a backpack. You know, he made it to that tournament. I had an extra room. I just gave it to dude. And actually, I gave that room away and shit. The first night I shared a room with him, and he took his shirt. I just met the guy. And man, he loved to grip up and beat on your hand like anytime he could away from the tournament. He just wanted to feel. He was real fidgety. And And he took off his shirt, and it looked like a shark had bit his body right in the midsection. I was like, bro, what? You know what I mean? I was thinking rat-a-tat-tat. And then he started telling me about the cancer. That's how Jason talked, kind of like that over there, you know? Yeah, the cancer and this and that and the other. And now I got the apricot seeds and that. Oh, yeah, well, read the Bible. It tells you right there in it.
Yeah.
And God will correct you. That was Jason, you know? That was way back then, the very first year Yukon Jackson. And yeah. Yeah, what a great guy. You guys Google or look up Jason Vale. See a strap master. Not that he did something spectacular. He just had a swinging motion and he could hit his spot. It made a lot of guys suffer. A lot of guys suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I go off topic? No, it's never off topic.
No. Perfect. It's perfect. I was just reading the chat here a little bit. We got Macho Man Arm Wrestling Channel looking for some subs. Head on over there. Macho Man Arm Wrestling Channel is big supporter of Uncle John. We appreciate that. So head on over there and check out what they got for you.
Oh, yeah. Head on over to the Macho Man.
Do it just for that. Cobra Rhodes just gave you a Macho Man Randy Savage impression. That's worth the trip over there right there.
Naperville, Illinois. High school graduate.
Oh, man.
That's right. He was.
Good old Randy Puffo.
Hey, what did somebody say in that chat earlier? They said they bet I can box. Listen, man, I'll throw hands, but I like to turn them over with some of these elbows for your ass. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna follow me out of that shit.
All right, here's the question for you. If let's say it's a different universe and you were the one that they gave the shot to fight Thor, would you take it?
I'd take it with 4-ounce gloves.
And what would the specific reasoning be? You could put them out quicker.
I can touch them quicker.
Yeah.
I can draw back on my jab. I can throw my techniques a lot cleaner with 4 ounces of pain, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a young man. You got to remember, I'm 56 fucking years old, you know? But I'm not afraid to stomp a mud hole in somebody's ass, though. Uncle John.
Yeah. You got to stomp it.
Well, walk it dry afterwards. But no, I mean, I'm so scared. When I fight, I'm scared as fuck. So,
Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit right now. You talking? Let's get off topic. Let's switch it up.
We got Eduardo Reyes keeps wondering about Brian Elsesser. Is he like Brandon Elsesser's brother or something, or somebody else that I'm not? Maybe I'm just.
I don't know. Google him, and the question will be answered.
We should.
Might get the whole
Eduardo to do the work. Eduardo. We'll talk about that, but let me know where is Brian Elsesser? Give me a more specific. I'm not.
Yeah, do a little investigation, bro.
Let's see.
My Uncle John's arm wrestling show shirt is at the dry cleaners right now.
Nice.
I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Only the best.
Yeah.
We got some people that want to know about what your thoughts are on the potential or maybe inevitable match between Devin, Larrett, and Levin.
I don't think anything. I think if Devin comes big and strong, we might see the wrist flattened out and see who can move better. I know Devin can move better.
Right.
But can he pop that zit? You know what I mean? Can he pop? Because that's not the monster. That's Levin.
Right.
So that, you know, and is that, I mean, was that the best Devin we ever saw? Paul Michael? Can that same Devin appear?
Well, that's a good question, right? Was that a one-time only? Was that a final form, Devin Larrett?
Not saying he's gonna like be less than number 5 in the world at any time in his career, but I mean, one-hit wonders happen. You can be. Sometimes you're not to the world. You're the best, but you're never gonna be better than like someday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that guy, Levin, this guy, what's his face?
Yeah, the monster.
He's not going to get worse at this thing.
Yeah.
He's not going to get worse at this thing. I mean, everything. I can't say everything Dave threw at him. He combated, because he dictated everything. You know what I mean? And that shows a little maturity, and he showed a lot of patience. It's like he didn't even give Dave enough rope to hang himself. He just took and hung out. And he proved a few points, you know, by being patient. You feel me? Uncle John, you are so stoic tonight. What are you on edible?
I'm doing my thing. I don't know this. I haven't been able to get a
Edible,
haircut for so long. My hair is ridiculous right now.
Yeah, let it grow.
Maybe we'll just let these locks flow. What? Here's another question. It's interesting on a couple different levels, but why didn't, or maybe the question is, why couldn't Dave Chaffee slip?
Exploding hand technique. Don't you see? Look what's going on over here, man. What are you asking me this kind of question for when you see the answer? You're gonna feel it, bro.
Levin became the strap.
You think they brought me to Malaysia and paid me that money so I couldn't do nothing? You think that's why you go did that? I'm a private dancer.
There you go. Easy answer. Let's see here.
Uncle John, you've been hitting those exercises? Yeah.
Hitting a lot of
your hand is closing properly, Uncle John.
Hand is closing. Hand is feeling good.
Oh man. Hey man. You're gonna get that Welshman. He's a Welshman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's over with. What's going on with the blocks?
Blocks are up. We sold out the first one relatively quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second block has been up for a bit now. I've got like 7% left, and David just sold his out earlier today or last night.
How much is a block? How much is it to buy one?
I don't quote me, but I think it's like $1,000 per block on ours.
So you have 7% left. You have $70 left.
No, seven. No, each. Let me rephrase that. It's a 10% block. It's a 10% block, and each percent is $100. So it's $1,000 for 10%, but the whole block is 10%.
So what if I was to throw down $1,000 on Uncle John?
Oh.
What happens then? You are doing the hand exercises, correct?
The hand exercises are happening.
And you're doing the rotation with them. You're doing everything.
All over. We are very tight right now. We are very locked in. Tonight was the last practice, table time.
So if I throw $1,000 on you, I can win even up money, another $1,000. I mean, when I do throw $1,000 on you, I will win $1,000. Can I do that?
I don't know. I don't think it's a double up.
Oh,
it's not a great return because it's taking.
Oh, you're the favorite, so which makes sense.
Yeah.
You're the favorite. The odds are the Welshman's fucked. They know it. I get it.
Odds are ever in our favor. But look, I talked to Gary a little bit about this, but I'm feeling relatively good right now about this match. I think that with the fact that we don't know a whole lot, there's not a lot of data between us. I just look at his style and I see a very large door for me to walk through.
Oh yeah, there are holes. There are holes for sure. And I mean, every time you close your hand, you're going to expose somebody for something.
Yeah.
But so it would be better for me to find one of the bricks to have a straight up stack.
Maybe money on the table. Money on the table.
One of his sponsors or something. All right.
Yeah.
I'll just PayPal you a stack, and you can lay it down.
There it is.
I think PayPal I can only send 500 at a time as friends and family.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to send it through YouTube because they take some of it.
Oh,
right?
They'll kill it. They'll kill it all.
PayPal's the way.
PayPal is our friend. It is our friend.
And if any of you guys want to help Uncle John's train over there to stomp this Welshman, just go ahead and kick it. Don't send it on the super chat. Send it on his to his PayPal.
There you go. PayPal link is in the description. Actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah, screw those super chats. Just pimp them, friends and family, on the PayPal. So he gets the whole enchilada.
The whole kitty. Well,
Now,
hey, I do want to thank everyone because a big part of the reason that I
do
can
as well.
go to Arm Wars is because of all your guys' support over the last, 2 years, really, in getting the channel where it is. And, getting to Arm Wars is really important to me. And it just really is something that I saw the Arm Wars match between Devin Larratt and Michael Todd, the first of the trio of matches that happened in like 2011. That was like one of the only arm wrestling related things on YouTube at that time. And that's when I came into the sport. So that's what I saw. I saw Neil Pickup and I'm like, this is what I got to do.
You heard Neil's commentary and you're like,
man.
wow. Yeah.
Oh my God. And
Yeah,
so,
right.
so it's, it's just the dream. It's the dream.
Yeah.
It took 10 years and here we are.
And Uncle John's representing us, y'all. So really, let's pick it up here in this final. What do we got? 3 weeks, Uncle John?
3 weeks. We got 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Hey, let's finish strong, folks. Just hit Uncle John's PayPal straight. Let's get him over there confidently like a gangster so he can represent us and blow this Welchman off the table. You heard me? Stop with your super chats right now and hit up him's PayPal. Put in the note, Arm Wars, on that PayPal, and we'll holler at you.
Beautiful. Cobra
y'all.
is my biggest PR man for sure.
Well, I'm just being real. I mean, Uncle John, right? That makes sense, doesn't it?
Love
Hit
it.
him on that friends and family. Hey, YouTube's gonna ban me, huh? They're like, hey, we want to.
They might actually. I'm not sure. Adam sends a $5 super chat. He says, "Here's support for YouTube to guarantee this mustache tee gets to Toddzilla levels." The mustache has been growing on me.
Bro,
Like-
haven't you been watching this feed? Send that shit on PayPal. What the fuck am I doing here?
Jeremy
Yeah.
James gets it. Jeremy James gets it. Actually, the PayPal is not going to be in the description because I'm an idiot and this is ARMTV, not Uncle John. But if you go to Uncle John's Arm Wrestling Show, there's a link right in the corner.
Yeah. Damn. I'm sending Gary to the White House. Nah, y'all. I love you, Gary, but I wasn't coming on with you, man.
Oh, Gary is traveling across the country right now with the
Where's he going?
Kid in tow.
Where's he going? His wife kicked him out?
He's moving back to the West Coast.
Oh, with his whole family?
Yeah, he's moving the wife and kid out there, and he's going to be out by Chocolate Thunder.
Oh, Oregon. Yeah, they're growing some
Daniel,
organic out there.
Yeah, Daniel Urick out there, Aaron Yearsley out there. So there'll be some good content to be made.
Has this been planned for a minute or?
Yeah, he's been trying to sell the house because I don't know what the whole situation is, but what he has told us on the air is that he was living in the house with his wife's parents.
Yeah, that nice house with the built-in pool inside.
Yeah.
Gangster. Why would you leave that shit?
I don't know, but he did, and he fixed the pool, and now they're out. They sold the house, so now they're traveling across the country, and then he'll be setting up shop on the West Coast. So,
good, build a log cabin, get with it.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Out there by the Pat Militech training crew. Yeah, old who's your boy? Chael Sonnen and them out there.
Yeah.
That's where he's gonna be climbing. Boy, Gary gonna get his ass kicked. Tell Gary check those guys' ears before he starts talking. You know what I mean? If they got rough ears, tell Gary stay away from them.
Yeah,
those guys ain't trying to hear that. You know, they check the ears first.
Always with the ears. Always with the ears. Well, I'll tell you what, Cobra, it's getting pretty late over here.
It's been a blessing, Uncle John. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Listen, if you want to support Uncle John in this trip to Arm Wars, an arm wrestling dream, I guarantee you these matches will be more exciting than what you witnessed over there in the Ukraine this past weekend.
I think that's
anywho. Hey, you know what though? I really appreciate young Daniel's son, Daniel Mosier, his efforts there. He was pulling a guy with a lever that was incredible.
The Irakli is
Yeah, he
really
that guy,
impressive.
and his you know, the guy is a machine, and Daniel just couldn't stop it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? When you're that close, and I'm gonna work with him again. I'm gonna work with that guy again.
I would love to. I would love to see it.
I'm gonna work with him again.
Lock it in. We just
We'll
got
do a
another.
live feed from that.
Oh, 100%. That would be glorious.
That's funny, Uncle John. I retain, don't I?
I love it. Adam with another $5 super chat says, "Come to Oregon too, and I'll give you some super chats via beer at my house, Cobra."
Yeah. Oh, Big Pimp, and don't worry, I'll be there. I gotta see my nephew Jody or Chocolate Thunder. Things are gonna happen. But right now, we got to get busy with some things. Y'all got to get to Uncle John's page and beef it up. When Uncle John goes live, you need to share it on your social media. Let the people know. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for loving the sport and hanging with cool people like Uncle John. I'm outie. I'm gonna finish this demi-glace.
Enjoy, my friend. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Always good to talk to you. I'm
Thanks
sure
for
we'll
having
be in
I
touch.
thought I lost you. I thought you were going off air, but I was like, I looked at the tablet and then I was like, oh, he's still there. Let me here I come. Here I come.
Always
And
welcome.
I saw
Always.
Gary get off, you know, in the back door.
Beautiful.
Peace.
See you later, Cobra. Thanks, buddy.
Peace.
Thanks to everybody.